how to make a population map. Now, for example, draw a sketch map of your school showing different classes. Maybe 5 classes might be there, it may be 10 classes might be there. Now, anyhow, you are studying in the 8th class, means your building might be very big. It may be having 3 floors or 4 building might be there. The number of rooms may be 15, 20 rooms might be there in that. So, you have to mention how many rooms are there. Find out the number of students in each class and put one small line. How many particular classes are there? Right, classrooms are there, and find out how many students are there in which class. So, for example, class 1. So, in class 1, right, there are 20 students are there. How many students are there? 20 students are there. So, how you have to represent them 20? Directly should not write 20 here. Each 5 students should be represented by like this line. Understood? You have to mark the line over here. See here, like this you have to mark it. Got it? Then again 1 and 1. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Like this you have to mark it, right? For every 5 students of the class. This will be the population of your school. Don't target to write in the key box how many students each line represents. Don't write. Okay. So clearly 20 students are there. Then how many students are there in total school? Right. For example, there are 10 classes are there. In 10 classes, they may be different. For example, class 1, 20 are there. Class 2, 15 are there. Class 3, 35 might be there. Class 4, 30 might be there. So like that, different. So you have to write down, you have to note down everything. So population can also be shown on a map through shading. Population also can be shown, right, in a map through shading. These are called population density maps. For example, I'll draw a map. Now this is the India map. Now I want to show the population density of a particular place. Now this is Arunachal Pradesh here. Right, this is Arunachal Pradesh. I have shaded it. I have shaded very lightly. Very lightly I have shaded. And if I shade the place very dark, if I shade the place very dark, means the population density is more. Population density is more. But whereas here population density is less. So in Arunachal Pradesh, population density is less, and whereas in West Bengal, population density is more. So with the shading also we can, right, we can call it as a density map. So first we have to estimate. Now how to find the density of population? Definition of the density of population. Density of population. What is the definition? Density of population is equal to number of people living in 1 square kilometer of an area. What is density of population? number of people living in 1 square kilometer of an area is called as density of population, right? This is the 1 square kilometer. So how many people are living? Number of people, right? Number of people 1 square kilometer, 1 square kilometer. Number of people in 1 square kilometer, that is the density of population. So in that way you can find out number of people divided by square kilometers, you will get the density of population. Now here, for example, if the area of a village is 10 square kilometer and 1000 people are living in it, the population density of that particular place will be 100 per square kilometer, right? Population of a village is equal to 1000. Population of the village is 1000. Total area of village, how much? 10 square kilometers. 10 square kilometers, right? So population of village is equal to 1000 people, and whereas total area of the village is how much? 10 square kilometers. So 1000 divided by 10. 1000 divided by 10, how much it will become? 100. So 100 people are living in 1 square kilometer of an area, right? So 100 people are living in 1 square kilometer of an area. So hope you have understood about this. So the same way you have to do this with the school also. How many particular people are there? How many rooms are there? So how many people divided by number of rooms? So you will get the total there, right? So total square kilometer. So clearly can understand from here is that how many people are living in that particular area, right? So you got 1000 people were living and you are dividing by 10 square kilometers, you got 100 people living in 1 square kilometer of an area. So the next page, the following table gives the population density of different states of India. You can take the next page. In this, we can see the population density has been given here. Which particular state has the highest density of population? Which state has the lowest density of population? Right? So let us look at here. So this is according to the census of 2011. Census means what? For every 10 years, survey will be done. The total number, how many people are living in the country, how many people are living in the particular area will be given, right? So that is called as census. So census is taken by the Census Commissioner of India. State, Andhra Pradesh, how much is the population? 309 per square kilometer. Arunachal Pradesh, 17 per square kilometer. Arunachal Pradesh, how many people are there per 1 square kilometer? Only 17 people are living in 1 square kilometer of an area. Assam, 397. Bihar, 1102 persons per kilometer. Chhattisgarh, 189 per square kilometer. Goa, 394 per square kilometer. Gujarat, 308 per square kilometer. Gujarat, 308 per square kilometer. Haryana, 573 per square kilometer. Himachal Pradesh, 123 per square kilometer. Jammu and Kashmir, 56 per square kilometer. Jharkhand, 414 per square kilometer. Karnataka, 319 per square kilometer. Kerala, 859 per square kilometer. Madhya Pradesh, 236 per square kilometer. Maharashtra, 365 per square kilometer. Manipur, 122 per square kilometer. Meghalaya, 132 per square kilometer. Mizoram, 52 per square kilometer. Nagaland, 119 per square kilometer. Odisha, 269. Punjab, 550 Rajasthan 201, Sikkim 86 per square kilometer, Tamil Nadu 555 per square meter, Telangana, we are living in Telangana, so Telangana 307 per square kilometer, Tripura 350 per square kilometer, Uttarakhand 189 per square kilometer, Uttar Pradesh 828 per square kilometer, West Bengal with 1030 per square kilometer. Now, from the above table, which particular state has the highest density of population? Which state? Bihar. So, Bihar, right? I'm just not shading, I'm just drawing like this. So, with that you can understand that yes, it has the highest density of population. Bihar, highest density of population. Bihar, highest density of population. Which is the lowest? Andhra Pradesh, right? Has lowest density of population. How much? It is 17 per square kilometer. Whereas this one 1102 per square kilometer. So Bihar has a highest density of population with 1102 per square kilometer, and whereas Arunachal Pradesh has a density of population of 17 per square kilometers. So we can look at here the textbook here. Index is given with the colors he has given. Yellow color. As I told you, you can shade also. You can shade. With the shading also we can identify which particular state has the highest and lowest density of population. Yellow means low density of population, right? And the brown color represents more than 1000. So Arunachal Pradesh comes in what color? Yellow color. Bengal, Bihar comes under what color? It comes under a gray, or you can say brown color it comes. Okay, and you can see the other things also has given. As note here, as per the census 2011, the density of population of Jammu and Kashmir is a consolidated of the newly formed union territories Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, right? So they have come under the newly formed union territories according to the census of 2001. They have consolidated as a union territories. So hope you have understood this topic also, how to make a population map. So with this you can prepare the map of your own school also. Okay, right. The next topic will go for conventional symbols on maps. Now let us learn about conventional symbols on maps. Symbols. You might have seen maps. In the map, you might have seen rivers symbol, you might have seen temple symbol, you might have seen mosque symbol, you might have seen railway station symbol, you might have seen that. You might have seen in the early class also, you might have teacher might have told in the 6th class to prepare a map, right, from your house to the school. You might have prepared that, and in that you might have mentioned the different symbols also. Shop symbols, houses, that is huts or buildings, road symbol would have mentioned there. So symbols are being used. So what actually conventional symbols are? So these conventional symbols are nothing but they are signs. They are signs which represent the different features on a map. So what are conventional symbols? So conventional symbols are signs and represent different, right, and represent different features on a map. So conventional symbols are nothing but they are signs, and they represent different features on a map. So these particular symbols are used conventionally by the most map makers, right? They use it. In India, we usually follow the conventions used by the Survey of India. For example, the conventional symbols given below the topo sheets of Survey of India. So here below is given what? It is a topo sheet of the Survey of India is given over here, right? So these are the particular symbols which are being used by the Survey of India in our country on the maps. So what above symbols are given here? So for example, let us talk about the first one, towns or villages. Towns or villages. Inhabited. Inhabited means how they are given? Into symbol is given. Deserted fort. The last one is a deserted fort. Huts. Huts. Permanent, temporary, tower and antiquities. Temple. Temple symbol is given there. Temple. Right? You can see the temple also there. Temple. Mosque. This is the mosque. So if we see that there are different particular symbols are there, right? Symbols are there which shows about the different particular places. There are railways are this, railway stations also are there, they are shown. For example, let us talk about the railway line, right? Tracks. And now in this also we have broad gauge are there. We have in the second one you can see as last one, broad gauge, double, single with station, RS given here, railway station, okay, right? And not in that, there are many are there. Roads, metal roads are there. According to the importance, the distance stone, okay, unmetalled, right? Unmetalled is given down. So roads also are given, right? This is a railway gauge. Railway gauge. Okay. This represent what? This represent the roads. This represent the roads. Now if I draw like this, what is this? This symbol represents what? Rivers. This symbol represents rivers. Similar way, if I draw only a line, and if I draw like this, what is this? What is this? This is canal. This is canal, right? If I draw one more line down, it becomes a railway gauge. Understood? So these are there are various symbols, nearly about 20 to 30 symbols, right? Different particular symbols are been mentioned over here. So you can go through these particular symbols properly, and what type of symbols is asked in the examination. Whether they are the temple, they sometimes they may ask you post office. Post office means how they learn? PO, post office. PS means what? Police station. RS means railway station. So like that, different particular symbols can be mentioned in the map, and these particular symbols are used especially by the Survey of India while making the map. Okay. Now after completing this symbols, let us go for the next topic, that is representation of relief features on a map. Representation of relief features on maps. Yeah. So what is relief? What is relief feature? Relief features are the high and low areas on the surface of the earth. So, you can underline the first particular point itself. The high and low areas on the surface of the earth, they are called as the relief features. Okay, examples of relief features. What are the relief feature consist? Relief feature consists of hills, plateaus or plateaus, plains, rivers, etc. So, these are the different relief features, right, which are present on the earth's surface. If you look at the map, you cannot see all these particular features. It is not possible to show mountains or plateaus on a map. Then how to show these particular mountains and plateaus on a map? So for this, there is a special feature called contours are being used. What are being used? Contours. Now what is contour? What is contour? Contours are lines on the map joining places of same height measured from the sea level. So how we can show this all things? By using contour, right? Contour symbols we can measure the heights. Measure the height. So with the help of the contour symbol, we can measure the height of that particular relief. Maybe hills, maybe mountain, maybe valley, maybe something, right? So we can measure with the help of this contour. So now what is contour? Contour are lines. Contour are lines on the map joining places of same height. So contours are lines on the map joining places of the same height. For example, this is the sea. This is the sea. So you are measuring from the sea level, right? Measuring from the sea level, right? Measured from the sea level. So in the beginning also I told you that, right? We measured the height of a particular place from the sea level. 7th class also you have learned in the first lesson. Height of a particular place is measured from the sea level. I will recollect it. For example, in the 7th class, right? Like this is given here, village is given here, temple was given here. Right? Temple was given. So how did you measure it? From the sea level. From the sea level. So contours are lines on the map joining places of same height from the sea level. From the sea level. Right? From the sea level, the places are measured. From the sea level, the places are measured. So in other words, all the places on a contour line will have the same height from the sea level. What are contour lines now? Contour lines are also called as isolines. So these contour lines are also called isolines. Why they are called as isolines, right? So contour lines are also called as isolines. The line joining places with some common features. The lines joining with some common features, right? So they are called as either contour lines or isolines. So contour lines are also called as isolines. Now you can see here in the picture given here, there are so many pictures are given here. Contour lines. First one is hills, right? Second one, Can see the V-shaped valley. 1.7 V-shaped valley. 1.5 isopleth map. So what is isopleth map? These areas are distributed in different ways. Areas are distributed in different ways, right? So they are marked by different lines. There are different lines are been marked the same. Okay, right? And here in the particular page number 13, if you go to the next page, page number 13, we have gentle slope, steep slope and plateau. What is a gentle slope? What is a gentle slope? Contour lines usually drawn at fixed intervals of height such as 20 meters, 50 meters or 100 meters, right? Uniform contour interval is maintained between the lines on a given map. So, now if you look at this particular different pictures he has given here, gentle slope, steep slope and plateau. So, there is quite a difference is there in each particular picture. What the difference is that in each picture, the contour lines are differently drawn here. In some particular first picture if you see, the contour lines are drawn far. They are drawn far from each other, right? In the second one, they are drawn closer to each other. Very close they are drawn to each other. And in the third one, they are drawn very, like means uniformly they have drawn. Means exactly measured they have drawn here. So, the contour lines which are far apart, they are called as what? They are called as the gentle slope, right? The next one, the contour lines which are closer apart, they are called as a steep slope, and whereas in the plateau where the contour lines are uniformly placed, they are uniformly placed there. So here the contour lines are uniformly placed, but whereas here in this quite a closer they are, very close they are. Here in this they are far. Can see here they are very far from each other. They are very far, right? But in this, the first one, gentle slope, they are very far from each other. In the contour lines are closer to each other. They are very close to each other, right? They are very close to each other. And the third one, they are placed uniformly. So, gentle slopes, right? In the gentle slope, contour lines are far apart. In the steep slope, the contour lines are closer. In the plateau, right, the contour lines are uniformly, right, spaced they are. So, in this way, the contour lines are used in the maps to show slopes, to show about the steep slope or to show about the plateaus. So, these are the symbols which are being used, and you can say contour lines are usually drawn at fixed intervals of height such as 20 meters, 50 meters or 100 meters. Okay. So, in this book, there is a question given here. In this book, there are different thematic maps, relief and drainage, that is page 14, mean annual rainfall, page 15, soils, page 16, forests, page 55 and minerals, page 64, right, are given. Now make a table to identify the different information given for your district from the different type of maps mentioned above. For your district, you have to get the information, right? You have to make a table and you have to write the information about this. About what? About relief and drainage. Relief means what? Hills, plateaus, plains. Whatever plateau is your district is on the plateau or on the plains or any mountains are present, right? That you have to write it. What rivers are flowing in your particular drainage? What rivers are flowing in your district? That also you have to make. How much rainfall you are receiving, right? Everything you have to prepare that in a table and you have to write it in your classwork. Okay. So, whatever I am writing on the board, see that you make it in your classwork also. It can be your running notes. It can be your running, no need to see again in your textbook and you have to write it. Directly you can copy it on from your board itself. The next topic is atlas. Now after discussing about the representation of the relief on a map, now let us go for the next topic, that is atlas. Atlas. What is atlas? Have you ever seen an atlas book? You might be having an atlas book. You might have got it in the 6th class or 7th class, or mostly you might have got in the 8th class. Atlas book is very, very important in social studies. Why? Because atlas is a book. It is a book with collection of maps. So it is a book with collection of maps. There are many maps are present in the atlas book. Let us see here. This is an atlas book. I have the old atlas book, right? World atlas book. So this is a collection of maps. Atlas is a book of collection of maps here. So there are many particular, right, maps are present here. You can see here the mineral products, right? Climatic religions maps are there, right? World maps are there. Then we have Europe map is there. Then we have North America, South America, right? Africa map is there. So many particular maps are present in this particular book. So an atlas is a book or a collection of maps it is. Okay. So if you take our India map and if you imagine the people living in Arunachal Pradesh based on the information given in the atlas, right? So if you observe the map of India and think about what type of people, right? When we're discussing about the population, how it has been identified on a map. So where I said that the population is very less in Arunachal Pradesh. What is the reason for a very less population in Arunachal Pradesh? What might be the reason? I will tell you the reason. The reason for less population in Arunachal Pradesh. I'll write a few particular points. One, dense forest area. Second, hills and mountains are present. Climate not suitable for living. Agriculture not developed. Next, no transport facilities. Now these are the few particular points. It has the largest dense forests. Madhya Pradesh has a largest forest area in our country, but dense forest is present in Arunachal Pradesh. One, can you live in the dense forest? No one lives. Right. Second thing, it contains of a large hills and mountains. Many hills and mountains are present in Arunachal Pradesh. Third one, climate is not suitable. Very cold climate. You cannot live there. Agriculture is not developed there because of dense forest area, because of hills and mountain areas. Agriculture is not developed there. Next is about the transport facilities. No roadways, no airways, and whatever of transportation is available, only waterways are available there. And that is why the population is very less in this particular place, that is Arunachal Pradesh. Hope you understood this particular question. Now, there are few particular maps are given over here. This is the drainage map, okay, right? The green color one, the dark green one, when we discussing about the color patterns, in the dark green one means what? Vegetation, right? So here the vegetation is there. So it is 0 to 150 MSL means mean sea level. It is above the mean sea level. Then light green, right? It is above the 150 to 300 MSL. Then yellow is what? Plateau, right? It is around 300 to 600 mean sea level. So like this, we can see this, the Telangana relief and drainage system. Relief means what? Mountains, plains, plateau, rocky hills, sandy places, and drainage means the river system. Drainage means the river system. We can see the blue particular lines have been drawn. They are the drainage system, right? We have the Godavari, Krishna flowing from our country, right? River Musi also is there. River Manira also is there, isn't it? Then River Tungabhadra is there to the south of Telangana. River Dindi is there. So like that, various rivers are flowing through our Telangana region. The next particular map is given here. The next map, right? Here also they have given the index here. Now what is the map is about? Telangana mean annual rainfall. How much does the Telangana receives rainfall in a particular year? It is clearly shown here. So the greenery one is the high rainfall above 100 centimeters, right? You can see here it receives high rainfall of more than 100 centimeters, more than or less than, right? So more than. So Adilabad, north of Adilabad, Komarambim, Mancherial, then Jayashankar, Bhadradri district, east Khammam, right, east Mehboob Nagar, east Warangal rural, all these particular places they receive high rainfall that is above 100 centimeters. Normal rainfall, the other parts of the whole Telangana receives normal rainfall, and there are no districts, right, where there is very less rainfall is there. Less than 70 centimeters of rainfall. No district is there where it receives lesser than that. And the district boundary, right, has been mentioned with a light black color, and the state boundary is marked with a dark black color. Another map also is given here. Another map is given here, right? Now this map is about Telangana soils. The heading is it. What is the map is about? It is about Telangana soils. Okay. So what type of soils are present here in Telangana? Red soil, black soil. Whatever soil is present? Red soil and black soil. Right. So where is the black soil present? Komarabim, Mancherial, Adilabad, Nirmal, then west of Nizamabad, then west of Kamareddy, then Sangareddy, Vikarabad, north of Vikarabad, then west of Rangareddy, then Karimnagar, Warangal urban, then south of Suryapet, then south of Jogulamba, Gadwala, then south west of Mehboob Nagar, right? Black soil are present, and other parts of the Telangana district we find the red soil. Okay, so this is what is about the types of soil present in Telangana region. And there are two more topics are there to the end of the lesson. One is aerial photography, another is satellite photography. Now what is aerial photography? Aerial photography is a technique of taking photographs of the ground from an elevated position. Elevated means what? High position. You are going to a height, and from there you are taking the photo of the ground. Okay, so that is called as aerial photography. So what is aerial photography? It is the technique of taking of photographs of the ground from an elevated, right? So you see, I am standing here on the ground. This is ground, right? This is ground. Okay. And I am taking photograph from the here. I am taking photograph. Taking photograph from here, right? I am taking photograph from the elevated height. From the height I am taking, or it can be from the building also. I can say from the building I can take it, right? Many people are nowadays they are taking videos also from the top of the building. They are taking videos. They are taking the photographs. So that is we call as aerial photography. So what we are using here? We are using aircrafts. We are using helicopters. We are using hot air balloons, etc. Aerial photographs are not maps at all. They are photographs. They are photographs but not maps. So don't consider aerial photography as a maps. They are completely different. Okay. Then next topic, the last topic of the lesson is satellite imagery. What is satellite imagery? So the photographs which are taken by the satellites, right? By the artificial satellites which are launched into the space. In the space there are so many satellites are there. They take the photograph. The first photograph. The first photograph. This is a satellite photography. Okay. So satellite photography means what? The photographs which are taken by the artificial satellites from the space, right, is called as a satellite imaginaries. And in what way they are used? They are used in map making, planning, meteorology, forestry, warfare, etc. In this particular, right, development they are used. What are used? The satellite imaginaries are used. Okay. So this is what is about the topic we have learned today, right, in this particular lesson. That is aerial photography, stationary imaginary are the last topic of the first lesson of the 8th class. Okay. Now here a picture is given over here. Satellite photography is given here. You can see the photography here clearly. It has been taken from the satellite. Keywords are given here: projection, symbols, geographer, contour and cartography. This particular words, right, are the keywords what we have discussed in the lesson. Now improve your learning. Improve your learning. Study the school atlas carefully by looking at the various thematic maps. Various thematic maps. You have to study it. Okay. So there are population maps are there. There are climatic maps are there. Rainfall maps are there. Mineral resources maps are there. We can study about it. Do you think the use of maps has changed from the time of the ancient Greeks to now? In what ways are they similar and different? Yes, they have changed. They have changed from the ancient Greeks to now. In those days, the maps were being used for trading, sailing, conquest, fighting, colonization. At the time it was being used. But now it is not being used for all these purposes. Right? Today, the maps are being used for finding natural resources, for developmental programs, setting up of industries, laying roads, building hospitals, building schools. So today the maps are used in this way. So it is quite different from the Asian. So in the Asian period the maps were used differently. Today the maps are used completely in a different way. So moreover, in those days maps were kept secret also, but nowadays the maps are not kept secret, they are available. Right? So you can write in the table here given here in the ancient Greece and at present also given here, you can write the similarities and difference. Third question, many people believe that making of maps by the colonial powers was a more powerful tool for exploitation and control of the colonies than guns. Do you agree? Why? If you agree, do you think maps were more powerful than the guns? If you feel that maps were more powerful than the guns, You are agreeing? Yes, I can say that yes, maps are more powerful. Why? Because maps only can reveal what type of places are present, what type of people are living there, right? And with the help of the maps, they were able to enter the places, difficult places they were able to enter, and they used to conquer that particular places. So I can say that yes, maps were very important during the colonial powers for exploitation. In what ways were the maps prepared by the British different from one made by the Ptolemy? Right. So Ptolemy, he used latitudes and longitudes, right? And that was quite an accurate one. And he took all the information from the travelers, from the sailors, and based on that information, he prepared the map. But whereas the Britishers, they prepared the map by themselves. They prepared the map by themselves, isn't it? By measuring the height of the various places, right, from the sea level. So they prepared the maps very accurately, and Britishers also have used latitudes and longitudes they have used in their maps too. Read the paragraph, use of maps in our times, on page 8, and answer the following question. On the page 8, use of maps are given in our times. Okay, already we have read that. Use of maps on page number 8. So this is a particular paragraph is there. You have to read this and you have to answer this particular question. What are the various purposes for which maps are used in our times? I already gave you some particular hints also. I wrote it on the board also about that particular points, right? Today, the maps are used for various purposes, planning and development. Today, the maps are used for planning and development. Today, to lay a road, maps are required. To build a hospital, to build schools, to build colleges, maps are required today. So maps are used in a different way, especially for development and for planning. Maps are used in our time. Prepare a few questions to find out more about different type of maps. Prepare a few questions to find out more about the different type of maps. You have to prepare some questions. Basically, you will be getting some questions in the science also. When you go to a doctor, what type of questions you will ask, right? Similarly, you have to prepare few questions to find out more about the different type of maps. You have to think and you have to write about it in your class book. Hope you have understood the topic very well and use the textbook to understand it more clearly. Without reading the textbook, you will not at all understand it. Yes, hearing is important, and with that, reading with the eye also is very important. So eye and ear both play a vital role in our education purpose. So eye concentration and ear concentration. You are hearing with the same way. When you read it with your eyes, then only you will be able to understand it. Thank you.